Yeah, I think Dinesh also joined. So I think we have everyone.
Jai Jinendra.
Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Airiyanam, Namo Uvachayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam. Jai Jinendra, everybody. We are on Vitrag Vigyan Pathmala 1. I think we did the last thing we did was the story. Jambu Swami story is finished, right?
We started with the Bada Bhavna. I think we did maybe half.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we were somewhere.
That's right. We are on somewhere. Did we do stories? Was that a homework for you guys last time?
Yeah. No, yeah. Barabhavana
Part of the
stories.
homework, yeah.
No. I think I told you guys to look for stories for each of the bhavnas.
Yeah, you said that last time.
So who came back with those?
I tried. It was not very successful, but I found some examples.
No, you should be able to. Even if you would have just Googled, you would have found it.
I did. I checked many sites. But,
I found just one thing on Nirjara. So when Bhagwan Shreyansnath, when he got Keval Gyan, he had come to a town, and one of the Deshnas he was giving was about Nirjara, that what is the importance of Nirjara, and how karmas are in charge and they are in stage of discharge, and he was talking about Ekam Nirjara and Sakam Nirjara. So that's what he had spoken about Nirjara. So yeah.
So did that help Shreyans? Are you talking about the Shreyans Raja who gave Parna to Rishabdev? Which one is this?
No, I'm talking about Shreyansnathji, the Tirthankar Shreyansnathji.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So when he gave the Deshna, and that I just found that on Google I just did Nirjara, and so this was Shreyansnath Bhagwan's life stories, and that was the 11th Tirthankar, that how one of the times he gave the Deshna about Nirjara and the importance of it.
Okay. All right. So, but that still continues, I think. What about the rest of you? Nobody even tried?
I found that Tirthankar is born in Ayodhya. I did that part.
Okay. So yeah, you can share.
So I think 5 of them.
Right. Which 5?
Adinath Bhagwan, Ajitnath Bhagwan, Abhinandan Nath Bhagwan, Sumati Nath, and Anantanath.
Yeah, that's what we got to.
There's 5 Bhagwans. Okay, very good. Okay, so next I want you guys to look up the Bhagwan's Jan Kalyana around Banaras, Varanasi.
So again, Tirthankar is born around Varanasi, or
born is one. Born is Janma Kalyanak, and then there is other Kalyanaks also. Like for I think these 5. So each Bhagwan has 5 Kalyanaks. Janma Kalyanak. No, wait a minute.
A Garbha Kalyanak, right?
Garbha Kalyanak.
Janma Kalyanak. Keval Gyan Kalyanak. No, sorry.
No, Diksha.
Yeah. Keval Gyan, Moksha. 5, right?
5 Kalyanak. So, lot of them, all of them are in the same place. lot of them, they're different places.
From which place? Sorry,
Banaras.
Banaras. Okay, thank you.
Varanasi, Banaras, whatever now. Okay.
One name that comes to mind is Parshnath Bhagwan. Banaras.
I think so, yes.
We were just in Banaras 2 months ago, and we went to some of them, so we have a little bit of
And
tiny
so when we
advantage.
were on one of the ghats, actually they were showing, and that story really made sense, because you know how when Parshvanath Bhagwan ki story, that he always said there was a kamat who was putting fire on the woods, and then Bhagwan ji saw that from upar se, and then he came down and he said, "Nahi, nahi, isme to nag nagin hai," and then he wo bachaya unko, right? So actually it made more sense when we were on the ghat and somebody showed us that घाट पे उनका जो घर है, वो जो भी उनका पैलेस था, वो एकदम ऊपर था. तो जब वो बोलते कि वो ऊपर से देख रहे थे, तो वो घाट पे नीचे थे और वो ऊपर से देख रहे थे. So it kind of really made a lot more sense.
You could visualize that happening, you know?
How, I don't know. At least I was.
What Gatha? Is there a temple there? Is there a palace?
No, because you know how the ghat is the bottom part, but then
I see. So
all their palaces are kind of on a higher part, right?
So when we went, like, we didn't really get to tour the city like a tourist this time because of the Kumbh rush. So we primarily just did the ghat. Even the ghat, unfortunately, the Aarti was not happening because of the rush.
Oh, okay.
So we just saw the Aarti in Ayodhya and not the Banaras. The Banaras is, I guess, supposedly also famous. But it's okay. We saw the one in Ayodhya, so they're all very similar.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, yes, there was some fort or like a lot of buildings, you know, up top. And then there's the water. So, yeah.
So thanks to Google, there are four Tirthankars born in Varanasi. Number 7, number 8, number 11, number 23. Suparshnath, Chandraprabhu, Sreyashnath, and Parshvanath Bhagwan.
Yeah. So Parshvanath and Suparshvanath are in the main city. Chandraprabha is outside in a village, and Sarnath is the fourth one. Sreyashnath is in Sarnath, yeah.
Sarnath, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, we visited all 4 of those places.
Wow.
You know, so when we first went to Ayodhya, the temple, there's an Adinath temple. It's a big complex. So there's one main temple, which is 2 others, and now there's 3 more being built in that same. In fact, right now, or maybe it's just over. When we came, they were going to start a Panch Kalyanak right after we came back. And usually Panch Kalyanaks, they last like almost a week. And a lot of people come to them. So they were expecting a huge crowd. So, which was kind of, I think, interesting because it felt like, you know, this was really important and was going to get many crowds, except I don't know why they would decide to do in the middle of Kumbh, because I'm sure it must not be that easy to do. But it was nice to see that that they were having this big temple with the importance of the Janmabhoomi of those Tirthankars. And in fact, one of the buildings, the new ones that we saw, was of that akimbo shape, you know, of the Teen Lok. And inside they were going to make the Narak, Swarg, and the Madhya Lok, full depiction of it, which is pretty good. All right, so let's start are we going to start with Samvar Bhavna, or we already did that?
I think we did somewhere. We have to go to the next one after that. But
so let's go to the next page, I guess, which is Nirjara. Oh, yes. Yeah, we only had either, I don't even remember. I think we were almost done. Maybe last 2 are left.
Yeah, because I remember even this Jhadajai
also. Okay.
But we can always review it quickly as well.
All right, let's do the last 4 again. Nirjara Bhavna. You want to read that, Dinesh?
Sure, I have the English open in front of me. So Nirjara is samvaramaye hai atma, purva karma jhad jai, निज स्वरूप को पाया कर लोक शिखर जब थाए. And that is Nirjara, shedding of karmas. Jnana Swabhavi Atma, the knower soul, is the embodiment of Samvar, Dharma, true nature itself. Through its refuge, elimination of previously acquired karmas takes place, and Atma attains its own pure nature.
So basically, when there is no more influx of karma, is when you start realizing the true nature of the soul, right? And then once you take refuge, when they say you take refuge, means me being the soul, your association with the soul. When you say me, when you think that no, me means the soul, not this body. So that is when the samvar starts. And then the process of the previous karmas, shedding of the previous karmas, then is more fruitful. So that is the Nirjara Bhavna. And it can only be found with being with the true nature of the soul. All right. So next, Loka Bhavna.
Auntie, I just have one quick question. So Samvar and Nirjara, I know they're very deep concepts, but once Samvar happens, does Nirjara happen automatically, or do you need to take another step?
Okay, so you see, Nirjara is already happening for all of us.
Continuously, you're right. Yeah.
Right? Because something is coming to fruition, and whatever comes to fruition goes away out of your soul.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
So now there's multiple things. So one thing is that Nirjara is happening, yet we're also binding tons more, right? So there's at the end result is not Nirjara. So that's one thing. So like whatever our karmas are shedding, yet we don't call it Nirjara in the true sense. Second thing is, so once Samvar happens, now when we say Samvar, there's a lot more details to it. So let's say Samvar of one type of karmas happens, right? So now that has stopped, and the Nirjara was happening anyways. So the fruition of karmas and karmas are going out. Now, once your Mohaniya is stopped or controlled, then more Nirjara happens. Okay. Then the more closer you are to your soul, the more with your soul, and more, like it's multiple times of karmas that shed.
Okay.
Where
so is it fair to say that Asrava, Bandha, Samvara, Nirjara are all happening simultaneously, but in different proportions based on where you are, where your soul is at?
Yeah, that's true. They're happening all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
So now, so let's take an example of Mohaniya karma, right? That's the biggest one that we first try to attack. So Mohaniya is the one that is the cause of most of the karma binding. Okay, because we have more attachment towards this body and anything related to this body. So that is the main cause of getting all the other pap and all the other karmas. So let's say we are studying this, right? And your sense of where you belong slowly changes, right? So slowly, even if it was a minuscule percentage, the moha is reducing, right? So the lesser the moha, okay, so within our lifetime, even before Samyak Darshan, we can accomplish. So let's say, Moni, we're just trying to talk in numbers here, okay? 70 crore, what is it? 70 crore times crores. So let's say that's the number of Moniya karmas we got. You can bring it down to 1 Koda Kodi. So it's huge, right? Just by Swadhyay, just by the true understanding. I mean, when I say Swadhyay, it doesn't just mean just reading the books here. Of course, making your own, being able to feel it that this is me. So that process reduces the Moniya karma so much. And when you first time get Samyak Darshan, it's completely subdued. So everything else that we do, all the kriyas, everything is supposed to lead you to the soul meditation or being with yourself, basically, let me call it. Because, when you say meditation, people think of this sitting with your eyes closed. That's sort of not only the thing I'm talking about.
Auntie, so is it fair? So you're saying Samyak Darshan jab ho jata hai, so that kind of freezes the Mohaniya karma in its place? Like, it reduces it?
Temporarily.
Yeah.
So there's two ways. One, you can get Samyak Darshan Kshai, which means all the Mohaniya is gone. So now you're never going to get Mohaniya back. That's one type of Samyak Darshan. Which is very rare to have, but Raja Shrenik had that.
What did you call it? Samyak Darshan, the first type? Just is there
Kshai means Kshay means destroy. So the one that destroys all the Mohaniya karma is the Kshai Samyak Darshan. And the other one is the one that Opshamik. So the Mohaniya, not all of it is destroyed, but they're all, what do you call? Settled down, temporary.
Suppressed.
Suppressed, yeah, suppressed.
What is the other one? Shaik is the first one, and the second one is what?
Opshamik Samyak Darshan. Opshamik comes from the word upsham.
Option.
Okay, there's somebody that has joined with some 135323. Do you know how to change your name there, please? And we would like you to turn your video on. Jai Jinendra.
I'm from India, Nidhi Jain. I'm not able to change my name at present, but I'll do that in my
अगर
next
आपको
class.
आता नहीं है तो मैं आपको सिखा देती हूँ. आपके जो नाम के नेक्स्ट में 3 डॉट्स हैं, उस पे अगर आप क्लिक करोगे तो नीचे रीनेम करके आएगा. तो अभी करना है तो अभी कर लो, नहीं तो बाद में सीख लेना, कोई बात नहीं. तो वेलकम निधि. So Nidhi is a new person that has joined us. She's from India, and I think she's the one that I talked about. She promised she's going to catch up because we've already done a lot. और एक्चुअली वो सुबह जो दूसरी वाली क्लास है ना, आई डोंट नो इफ निधि, ये बहुत जल्दी है, मैं अभी इंडिया में ही हूँ तो मेरे लिए भी थोड़ा जल्दी है, और फिर हो सकता है और कुछ महीनों में तो और भी जल्दी हो जाएगा. इंडिया के लिए 5:30 हो जाएगा. आई होप आप अर्ली पर्सन हो और उठ पाओगे. मैंने आपको इसमें इसलिए क्योंकि इसमें हम थोड़ा पीछे चल रहे हैं. अभी वीतराग विज्ञान 1 फिनिश हो रहा है, जबकि वो दूसरी क्लास में हम वीतराग विज्ञान 2 का भी 2-3 चैप्टर्स कर चुके हैं. तो मैंने सोचा मे बी ये बेटर है आपके लिए. ठीक है ना? तो ओके.
प्रभा जी, एक क्वेश्चन था.
हाँ बोलिए.
हम सम्यक दर्शन की जो बात करें 2 तरह के, ये संवर के लिए भी जरूरी है?
देखो, सम्यक दर्शन है कि आपके मोहनीय कर्म उस समय सबड्यूड है. ठीक है, तो आपको आत्मा का एक्सपीरियंस होता है. अब संवर उस समय तो डेफिनेटली ऑब्वियसली रुका हुआ रहता है, वहां से संवर शुरू हो जाता है. पर संवर मतलब कि कितने सारे प्रकृतियों होती है कर्म की, तो कौन सी का रुका हुआ है, कौन सी का अभी चल रहा है. Those are lot more, there's lot more to it than just, at this level we might just tell you that yes, that संवर starts there.
तो सम्यक दर्शन की शुरुआत हो गई है, की वजह से संवर हो गया है, एंड इन ड्यू कोर्स निर्जरा भी होगी, राइट?
Right. So Samyak Darshan is kind of like a switch on and off. You experience your soul, and that is Samyak Darshan. Now that experience may last only few parts of a second or whatever the case may be.
So that's an important distinction. I mean, once in Samyak Darshan, it's no guarantee that you'll always be in Samyak Darshan.
Right.
Catch and go. Yeah, okay.
तो छूट जाएगा. But it's like if you've tasted a rasgulla, do you like, does that taste stay with you all the
Never
time?
go back to it then.
Oh, yes. So it stays with you, and then you can also lose it, which is a very good possibility. But once you have it, then your time is fixed, even though it's a huge time. But within maximum that much time, you will reach moksha. And that is why Samyak Darshan ki bahut zyada importance hai. So at least you've made that first step, which guarantees you the moksha. Hopefully sooner, but if not sooner, Ardha Pudgal Paravartan mein to ho hi jayega. That is the
तो इसमें प्रभा जी सम्यक दर्शन होने के बाद अगर मान लीजिए पूर्ण सम्यक दर्शन हो गया है तो कर्मों की निर्जरा बिगर कर्मों को भोगे हुए हो जाएगी,
आधा नहीं होता. It's either done or not.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then you use it and you come back. So there is no partial Samyak Darshan.
yeah. I mean, I'm saying, assuming there is complete Samyak Darshan, then we are saying, I'm just trying to understand the निर्जरा, क्योंकि
When
हम
you say
कर्मों को भोग रहे.
like,
जी
so complete, there is no such thing as complete or partial Samyak Darshan.
जी जी
Now,
ठीक है,
shy,
सम्यक दर्शन ओके,
where you don't lose it.
तो सम्यक दर्शन हो गया तो
Uh-huh.
उसके बाद कर्म अपने आप जिसको कहते हैं झड़ जाएंगे बिगर भोगे हुए, राइट? क्योंकि एक निर्जरा तो भोगने से हो रही है.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. सम्यक दर्शन रियलाइज आपको सोल हो गई. So it's going to be very supporting the rest of the nirjara, but you still have to work towards it, because मोन्य कर्म के दो पार्ट हैं, चारित्र मोन्य, and we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Darshan monya, charitra monya. So darshan monya is subdued, suppressed. Charitra monya is not. So your achar, your way of living, everything is still like anybody else, normal. So you still have to work on that. Only your understanding has become correct. And still you have so many karmas that are going to come into fruition, that is going to cause situations which may which may lead you, like, so for example, let's say koi samyak drishti hai. For example, Srimad Rajchandra ji. Okay, let's say he was samyak drishti. Okay, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do anything wrong in his life, or worldly things, right? He was samyak drishti. He still had to run a store. He still had to, feed his family. He still had to. So when you do business, obviously you're going to have pap, right? So just because somebody is samyak drishti doesn't mean that they're not going to do other pap. They can still be living like a normal shavak's life.
पर हम तो ये कह रहे हैं ना कि आश्रम रुक गया है. आश्रम रुक गया इसका मतलब इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ कर्मा इज स्टॉप, राइट?
At that time, not forever. और आश्रम किस चीज का रुक गया temporarily? दर्शन मोनिया का रुक गया है. So, like I said, in the initial stages, we may say, हाँ वहाँ संबर हो गया वहाँ, but then as you progress, then you will learn more कि certain types रुक गए, certain types अभी चालू है, इस तरह से.
And I think this is why they say कि when you're in Samaik, right? Yes. That's the only time that you're not doing any pop. So the ideal in Jainism is to stay as long as you can in Samaik, right? I mean, if you can stay in Samaik all day, that's the best, because then you're not
right. Now, okay, for example, let's say sadhu vrat jo lete hain, they take the vow that they are going to do no pap kriya at all their lives. They're supposedly in Samaik all the whole life. But what happens is कि वो क्रिया तो नहीं करते हैं, right? Because they don't cook, they don't do any of that. But फिर भी मन, भाव, a lot of still it can be done. It's still a lot less than the Shravaks. Because they've taken Diksha, they've technically gotten rid of all the bond with the family. Once you take Diksha, your father is not your father anymore. So you don't run taking him to the hospital if your dad is sick. So you've kind of disconnected all those attachments. So, okay. Let's go to Lok Bhavna. So do you want to read that, Dipali?
Yes. लोक स्वरूप विचारी के आत्म रूप निहार परम रथ व्यवहार गुनी मिथ्या परमार्थ परमार्थ व्यवहार गुनी मिथ्या भाव निवारी। लोक षष्ठ द्रव्य का स्वरूप विचार करके अपनी आत्मा में लीन होना चाहिए। निश्चय और व्यवहार को अच्छी तरह जानकर मिथ्यात्व भावों को दूर करना चाहिए।
So Lok Bhavna is, okay, so Lok is the whole universe, right? Jain universe, if you want to call it. So when you contemplate on Lok Bhavna, you think about Shat Dravya, right? Which are the 6 Dravyas? Who's going to tell me? 6
Jeev.
substances.
Jeev, Ajeev,
Well, the Dharm, Kal,
Yes. Stikai, Adharma, Stikai, Kal.
Akash, and Kal.
Adharms there.
So when you contemplate on Lok Bhavna, you are going to think about all the 6 dravyas. Where do I belong? How do the other dravyas help me or don't help me, or do they matter to me? And when do they matter? When do they not matter? So that all that type of contemplation. Okay. So is the Lok Bhavana. And and then also teen lok, right? Adholok, Madhyalok, Swarglok. That is also lok. But here when they say lok, they're talking about 6 substances. So what it's saying is that you should understand from a real point of view where you stand, and from the relative point of view, that yes, we are dependent on each other, all the 6 dravyas, right? Without dharmastika, you couldn't move. Without adharmastika, you couldn't stop. Akash dravya gives you space, right? But at the same time, if I am within my soul, it really doesn't matter where I am physically. Okay? So, all right. Now next, Bodhi Durlabh Bhavna. Who wants to read? Safalta?
जी
आप पढ़िए।
जी जी बोधि आपका भाव है, निश्चय दुर्लभ नाहिम, भव में प्रजा प्राप्ति कठिन है, यहाँ व्यवहार कहाहिम। बोधि दुर्लभ, necessity of enlightenment.
Okay, so let me tell you, you're reading from the English book, right? English
Right.
PDF पढ़ रहे हो? So
Yes.
आपने जो नाहिम पढ़ा, okay, it is nahi. They have to write that little m or dot to just explain that it is nahi. ठीक है? Same thing, kahahi. Okay? And then kathin, that word after bhav में prapati kathin hai.
Okay.
Go ahead now, read the explanation.
जी. The inherent nature of Atma is knowing. So from the perspective of Nishchay, it is not difficult to attain. In the worldly sense, the attainment of Atma Gnan, knowledge of Atma, is considered challenging from the viewpoint of Vyavhar, as it is rare. Only a few are able to achieve the same.
So this Bodhi Durlabh Bhavana contemplation tells you that knowledge is true nature of self. So it's always with you. In that sense, it's not difficult to accomplish, right? I mean, you already always know. But the fact that you understand that that is me, not everybody is able to do. So because of that, it is difficult. Yet it is easy because the knowledge is always with you. You're always, that is your nature. You can't help but know. right? So the contemplation is that, oh, I'm always, this Gyan Gun is always with me. That is my true nature. So why should I make it so difficult? I can only know, I really cannot change the world. So even, when you think about it, if you, in relationships, right? Doesn't matter, mother, daughter, spouses, you think you can change the other person. You really can't. Okay. So the best thing is to say to yourself that, hey, my gun is only to know. I can know this person, I can understand this person, but I really should not expect to change them. So think about it. If everybody took that attitude, how simple life would be. We are out there trying to change our spouses, trying to make our kids go into professions we would prefer, trying to change our moms, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, how they should behave. All that would be cut out if everybody understood this fact, that the soul's nature is only to know, not to do anything for anybody else. So that is the Bodhi Durlabh Bhavna. Now, Dharma.
So,
Nidhi
Prabhaji,
ji.
what is the difference between then the Bodhi Durlabh, right,
Uh-huh.
and the first one that we did, right? There also the Ekatva. There also we say from Nishchay perspective, Atma is Gyan Swabhavi. So, what's the difference? So, basically, I didn't understand why Bodhi Durlabh is a bhavna. क्योंकि वो
Oh,
वही कहता है जो
because you are trying to contemplate that how difficult this is to accomplish. Right? Think about it. There are so many people in the world. Okay. Out of that, how many are really interested in the soul? Adhyatma. Doesn't matter which religion they're from. Let's say they're from Hindu, Christian, whatever. Very few, very handful of them are really interested in knowing who they are. Most of them, even if they're religious, they're just going to the temples begging for material things. Right? Now, even with Jains, let's say Jainism fundamentals, that is our true thing, is to understand the soul. Yet within that also, how many paramparas started and what people perceive as religion? Go to the temple, do these long pujas, which is fine, nothing against that. But the true purpose is lost.
right.
Maybe it's helpful for Bodhi Durlabh. There's a very famous shlok in the Gita. I know it's a different religion, but that it says, out of many thousands, only one will seek me, and out of many thousands who seek me, only one will know me. So, matlab,
Yes.
that sheer difficulty of how much that funnels, right, in terms of the one who will actually attain the ultimate.
Yes. So in fact, if you notice, trying to see, where do I see this? So most of the times, the Jainism is described as a pyramid.
We have seen that.
Have you seen that? Right. So how many people really get the first rank, right? The toppers. So the Adhyatma, the spirituality, is like the religion of the toppers. There's like few people that will reach there. Not the masses, can't make it there. Because the masses are so busy with their materialistic life that they don't even want to think about spirituality. So yes, that was a good connection
Correct.
there. Yes. Okay, Nidhi ji, आपके सामने book है?
प्रभा जी, एक क्वेश्चन था इसमें, इंग्लिश वर्जन में दिया paucity of enlightenment. Bodhi Durlabh, it would be more like rarity of enlightenment, no?
And what is the word said there?
Paucity.
How do you spell that?
Correct. Positive.
Paucity.
Yeah, I think rarity is probably a better word. Paucity.
Yeah, paucity is lack of.
Okay, Amit ji, can you please again send an email with the, then this is the PDF, right?
So yeah, PDF, but paucity means small or insufficient quantity if I Google it. So this is correct, right? Very small number of people
But
can
it's conveying a different sense. Paucity here means like this is enlightenment. You only have this much enlightenment. It's conveying a little. I think rarity is a better
positive
word.
enlightenment, not the number of people who get enlightenment. Okay.
Right, right. I think rarity is probably more what as Arun Ji has
The rarity will explain it with, no, actually it is number of people.
Mhm.
To be taken with number of people. But when we're translating these books, of course, we're using Chat GPT and then review and further review. But when we review, we also try to make sure that we don't use words where, again, students are having to Google the meanings of those words. So we want to use as simple words as possible. So go ahead and put that in that email, please.
Yeah, even if you
Sure,
look at the actual Sanskrit, Bodhi Durlabh. So Bodhi is enlightenment, Durlabh hard to attain, right? So
the bodhi is difficult to attain.
Mm.
So it's a rarity, or the other word, let's see. I mean, maybe the reviewer did not change that word because maybe the whatever the word, since it's not in front of me, I cannot repeat it. That is, maybe it makes a closer sense, you think?
Difficult to attain is the right one. Difficult to attain enlightenment.
Yeah, but maybe they were looking for one word to explain this bhavna, I wonder. Anyway, make a note of it, please. So send it in an email, that this page number with, with the
Sure.
Bodhi chapter and where the sentence is, and
I'll
put
note
couple
it.
of nations. You can put couple of them, like one would be difficult to
Rarity.
attain, one could be rarity. So those options, and then let them decide.
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now, yeah, निधि जी आपके सामने किताब है क्या? वितराग विज्ञान
Yes,
वन?
ma'am.
Very good.
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
आप पढ़ो, लास्ट धर्म भावना है.
दर्शन ज्ञान में चेतना आत्मधर्म बखानी दया क्षमादि रत्न त्रय यामे गर्भित जानी. आत्मा का स्वभाव ज्ञान दर्शन में है. दया क्षमादि आदि 10 धर्म और रत्न त्रय सब इसमें ही गर्भित हो जाते हैं.
तो देखो, धर्म भावना. Actually, one definition of dharma is the true nature. So, पुद्गल का क्या धर्म है? कि रूप रंग रस उसमें होगा.
Senses.
Nature of it, right? पानी का क्या धर्म है? शीतल रहना, रूम टेम्परेचर पर रहना, right? So same way, आत्मा का क्या धर्म है? ज्ञान स्वभाव में रहना.
Cancer.
ठीक है? So does that, so what it's saying is कि आत्मा का स्वभाव ज्ञान दर्शन में है. दया क्षमा आदि 10 धर्म और रत्नत्रय सब इसमें ही गर्भित हो जाता है. So everything else that we are going to study, 10 धर्म पढ़ेंगे या सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक ज्ञान, सम्यक चारित्र, at the end of the day, they all explain just the true nature. So when you're in your nature, that's called samyak. When you believe that this is my true nature, it's called samyak darshan. When you have the true knowledge, it's called samyak gyan. And then when your charitra is in sync with that understanding, it's called samyak charitra. Okay? So that is the dharma bhavana. So the takeaway from that is that true dharma is the true nature of any substance. And for Atma, it is Gyan and Darshan. Okay. So
प्रभा जी, इसमें ये 10 धर्म भी जानने की आवश्यकता है या बात में
नहीं, यहाँ ये कह रहा है कि 10 धर्म जो कि आत्मा के ही 10 कैरेक्टर्स की बात करता है, वो भी ज्ञान और दर्शन में इंक्लूड हो जाता है. That's all they're trying to say. Yes, you will eventually learn the 10 dharma.
That's
but
right.
Here they're saying that think about it that way, that in the dharma bhavna, all those are included in the dharma. Okay. So does that conclude this book?
Yes. Vitrag Vigyan 1 ho gaya.
Okay. So everybody has the book 2 handy with them?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we should be able to start with the puja. It's a very interesting puja. Okay, तो सब लोग अपने पार्ट 2 वितराग विज्ञान पाठ माला पार्ट 2 खोलो. उसमें पहला चैप्टर इट्स कॉल्ड उपासना. एंड उपासना का इंग्लिश मीनिंग कौन बताएगा? इट्स ओके, यू कैन गूगल.
Praying,
Yeah, worshipping, praying.
worshipping, praying, or like, किसी की स्तुति भी करना.
Huh? That's all that is inclusive in it. Okay.
It's more of a more of a ritualistic prayer, so praying, but in a systematic way.
Or appreciating would be another way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
can it also be for like fixed time? For example, I've heard of Gayatri Upasana, right? So matlab you say it in a certain time, in a certain vidhi, certain time.
no.
That's the
Upasana word will not make it a fixed time. Upasana simply means that I am worshipping, I am appreciating. Okay. So same way here, it's Upasana of Dev, Shastra and Guru. So ये देव शास्त्र गुरु पूजा है जो कि युगल किशोर जी ने लिखी है. And he was from the place called Kota. He is no more, but I have met him 2 times. And it so happens that this puja got very, very popular in the Digambar Parampara. So there are people who every morning they will do this puja every single day. And most temples also have this puja every day. Okay. So let's say, okay, I will read the first one and then you guys know the tune of it. Okay. There's multiple, I'm sure there's multiple tunes, but I'll read the one that I'm used to. Okay. केवल रवि किरणों से जिसका संपूर्ण प्रकाशित है अंतर, उस श्री जिनवाणी में होता तत्वों का सुंदर तम दर्शन. सदर्शन बोध चरण पथ पर अविरल जो बढ़ते हैं मुनिगण, उन देव परम आगम गुरु को शत शत वंदन, शत शत वंदन. ओम ह्रीम श्री देव शास्त्र गुरु समूह अत्र अवतर अवतर सन्नोषट. It's not clear in my book, the word. Okay. Is it Verma? I don't know why in my book it's
Samosat. Samosta.
Dev Shastra Guru Atra Tishta Tishta Tha Om Rim Shri Dev Shastra Guru Samuha Atra Sam Sannihito Bhava 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 Shata. So this is how we will read this puja. The first one is just the sthapana, that those 4 lines. Okay, this hasn't started the puja. So uska explanation aisa hai. The explanation in I don't know if they've explained this in the English PDF, but in the Hindi there is no explanation.
There is a short explanation. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So if you want, I guess we can first read that one before I explain. So who wants the English explanation?
I can read.
Okay, go ahead.
So, he whose inner self is completely filled with the rays of the divine light of omniscience. That is the first line. Second line meaning is in whose divine speech all tattva, that is elements, are most beautifully depicted. Then the third line, the ascetics who are persistently progressing in the path of enlightenment, of true belief, knowledge, and conduct. With utmost humility, I bow with deep reverence to the above said omniscient Lord, to the supreme scriptures Agam as revealed by him, and to the true Gurus. So, summary. Omniscience of Bhagwan is likened to the sun's bright rays, whose radiance lights up all on which it falls. Since everything reflects in his omniscience, his divine discourse reveals all great principles and fundamentals. Then there are those enlightened Jeeves who have renounced the world and are unwaveringly on the path of Samyak Darshan, Gnan, Charitra, true perception, knowledge, conduct. As they are the reason for Jeeves attaining Dharma, I bow to them again and again with profound reverence.
Okay, it's a pretty good description. One thing again, Amici, make a note of, it said likened. I don't think that's correct English. It should be compared to. So they are comparing Bhagwan's Gyan with the rays of the sun. You know where I'm talking about?
Yeah, in the summary, it should be linked. Bhagwan is linked to the
Oh,
sun's bright
linked
rays.
to the sun's bright rays. Oh, not
No,
likened.
no. Likened is correct. That makes sense.
Is likened a good correct English? Would you say?
Yeah. Omniscience of Bhagwan is likened. I mean, you can say compared, but likened is also correct.
All right, then I'm not used to get that like.
It's more like if you wish to compare or if you wish to.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So everybody gets the gist of this, that they are appreciating Bhagwan, जिनका की केवल ज्ञान संपूर्ण प्रकाशित है अंतर. It's completely a complete enlightenment. They can see past, present, future, and that is compared. The enlightenment is compared with the rays of the sun, which actually is not even enough. I mean, rays of the sun also cannot compare the enlightenment. And I bow down to that Vani, to that whatever भगवान वाणी में जो आया ज्ञान, उसको मैं नमस्कार करता हूँ. और उस वाणी में जो आया उस ज्ञान के पर जो चलते हैं गुरु, उनको भी मैं नमस्कार करता हूँ. तो ये देव, शास्त्र और गुरु तीनों की महिमा गा रहे हैं. ओके, सो नाउ नेक्स्ट दिनेश बुरड़ जी, आप पढ़ेंगे जल पूजा.
नहीं, इसमें मैंने मीनिंग काफी आधा ही पढ़ा, राइट. आगे भी है, राइट, जो हमने लास्ट में ओम ब्रीम श्री देव शास्त्र गुरु समूह.
There's meaning of that also. Very good. Let's read that.
Okay, तो उसका मीनिंग है ओम ब्रीम. This is a seed mantra which represents the invisible sound, infinity, and divine energy of all Tirthankaras. Supreme beneficial omniscient Lord, divine scriptures, and true Guru. I welcome you with grace and invocate you in my mind for the purpose of the pujan. This is an invocation for the true Dev, Shastra, Guru. The next line's meaning is
It's Shastra, not Shastra.
Oh, Shastra, yes. Shastra.
Yeah. Shastra means weapon. Shastra is scripture.
Om Vrim, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures, and True Guru. I pray that you be ordained here for this time and be here till the end of my prayers. This is the ordaining of the true Dev, Shastra, Guru. The last line meaning Om Brim, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures, and True Guru. The trio of all three, may you dwell closer to my heart while I pay homage to you. This is the candid homage to the true Dev, Shastra, Guru.
Okay, very good. So yeah, the explanation is very nice. And I think we did somewhat, we explained this in another puja we did, right? In Vitrag Vigyan 1. So, okay, very good. Now let's read the Jal.
चलो. इंद्रियों के भोग मधुर विष सम, लावण्यमयी कंचन काया, यह सब कुछ जड़ की क्रीड़ा है, मैं अब तक जान नहीं पाया.
मैं भूल स्वयं के वैभव को, पर ममता में अटकाया हूँ। अब निर्मल सम्यक नीर लिए, मिथ्यामल धोने आया हूँ। ओम ह्रीं श्रीं देव शास्त्र गुरुभ्यो मिथ्यात्व मल विनाशनाय जल निर्वपामिति स्वाहा।
निर्वपामिति स्वाहा। वेरी गुड। ओके, सो आपके सामने इंग्लिश पीडीएफ भी ओपन है, तो आप पढ़ दीजिए मीनिंग।
श्योर। इंद्रियों के भोग मधुर विष सम, sensual pleasures are like sweet poison, having a elegant body akin to gold. All these are shenanigans of physical matter. I did not realize this until now. Having forgotten my own magnificence, I am stuck in outer attachments. Now I come to you to wash away all the dirt and grime of mithyatva with the pure water of Samyak Darshan. Summary: sensory pleasures that are like sweet poison and a graceful, beautiful body like gold are all the play of the material world. Till now, I have indulged in these without realizing that I am sentient, while all these are non-sentient. I have
and
sentient. I'm sentient while all these are non-sentient. I have forgotten my own grandeur, and living that glorious self, I'm stuck in attachments of non-self substances. But now, realizing my fault, I bring the pristine water of Samyaktva to wash away the grime of Mithyatva. We take clean water as an oblation which represents Samyaktva.
very good. Okay, so I mean, I think the English descriptions are very quite good, self-explanatory. So basically, again, वो ये बोलते हैं कि अभी तक, which is true, right? हम लोग क्या ज्यादातर, अब कोई सुंदर है, नहीं है, या किसी के पास पैसा ज्यादा है, किसी के पास घर अच्छा है, that's where our focus is. हमने सोचा ही नहीं कि मेरी आत्मा में कितने सारे गुण हैं, कितनी सुख है भरा पड़ा, और सुख तो मैं अभी तक कहाँ देख रहा हूँ?
बाहर।
outer attachment.
राइट। सो जब तक मुझे अपनी आत्मा की महिमा नहीं आएगी, मैं I probably will continue to look find happiness elsewhere. And at least I'm beginning here. I'm realizing that, yeah, wow, if the Atma has so much grandeur, magnificence, why don't I find out instead of being involved in the outside worldly matters, right? Now, one other thing, again, everybody constantly has this question, तो क्या हम जीना छोड़ दें, तो क्या हम जॉब छोड़ दें, तो क्या हम बच्चों को पालना छोड़ दें? नहीं, कुछ भी पालना, कुछ नहीं छोड़ना है। हियर हम पहले अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो सही करें कि what should be our priority, where should our focus be? Okay, so now let us say कोई कॉस्मेटिक का ad, right? Who gets attracted to those ads?
Bahiratma.
नहीं, वो तो I'm asking right now in the Vyavhar sense. I mean, there's this crowd of males, females, old people, young people, teenagers.
Females, teenagers.
Of people who are interested in beauty.
Yeah.
जिसको उसकी महिमा है.
Yeah.
है ना? कि अभी यंग टीनेज गर्ल है, उसका फोकस सबसे ज्यादा मेरे पिंपल तो नहीं हो गया, मैं सुंदर दिख रही हूँ कि नहीं, that is her main primary focus of life. So she is going to get attracted to those ads. कोई acne cream निकला है, चलो, let's go buy that. What about those males, 70-year-old male? Is he going to care about it? No, it's insignificant to him. So same way, there's a saying called Ruchi, whatever. Your focus goes wherever your interest is. As you lose interest from your Bahiratma, which is as you lose interest in the worldly things attached to this body, your focus starts going inwards. So what it's saying is ki even though Indriya ke bhog, which is Indriya means all five Indriya, you're listening to good music, eating food, eyesight, which is watching movies, going on vacations, all those, they sound, they seem, they appear to be very fascinating, but they are not. They are like, what is it? Even the beauty, Lavanya Mai Kanchan Kaya, handsome people, beautiful women, whatever, all that is like, is all Jad ki Krida. And I never realized that there's a lot more to this being than all this external things that we get attached to with our physical five senses. And how did I do that? Because I forgot who I am. So I don't even know who I am. So I'm only attracted towards the outside world.
Auntie, this is a very interesting because it's in Hindi, but the reem part is in Sanskrit, so it's mixed Hindi and Sanskrit.
Yeah, because it's puja, right? So puja mein you basically offer, you're doing a little ritual, right? You're offering water, saying that water I'm to myself, I want to cleanse this wrong belief of mine.
So at the time you're offering, you're saying the Sanskrit Om Hrim Shri Deva Shastra Guru Bhyo, right?
Because the mantra also has the nimitic sambandh. So the Om, the word saying also supposed to give you some good positive thoughts. Okay. And also, I mean, because it's made like a puja, so it's like a ritual, right? So let's say you're having your kids sit around you and do puja. They may or may not understand all of it, but at least they will remember this part that, oh, we did jal, and then this is what it meant. Okay, so now next, who is going to read? Arun ji, आपने अभिलाष किसने पढ़ा था?
जी पढ़ता हूँ मैं.
आप पढ़िए फिर. चंदन
जड़ चेतन की सब परिणति प्रभु अपने अपने में होती है. अनुकूल कहें प्रतिकूल कहें, यह झूठी मन की वृत्ति है. प्रतिकूल संयोगों में क्रोधित होकर संसार बढ़ाया है. संतप्त हृदय प्रभु चंदन सम शीतलता पाने आया है. ओम ह्रीं श्री देवशास गुरुभ्यो क्रोध कषाय मल विनाशनाय चंदनम निर्पामीति स्वाहा.
अब पढ़िए उसका इंग्लिश मीनिंग.
इंग्लिश में पढ़ता हूँ इसको. All non-satient and satient substances modify within themselves. To believe them to be favorable or unfavorable is merely a myth of the mind. Despite this, I experience anger at whatever I perceive as unfavorable, furthering my circle of transmigration. With a scorched heart, I come to you to become as cool and calm as sandalwood. Summary. Though the fact is that every substance, be it satient or non-satient, modifies within itself and does nothing of any other, but in my false belief, I have imagined substances to be favorable or unfavorable. When I'm faced with unfavorable circumstances, I'm consumed by anger, which augments my circle of transmigration. With such afflicted heart, I now come to you to get the supreme calmness. We give oblation of water with sandalwood paste in it. Om Hring, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures and True Guru, I offer oblation of sandalwood to destroy the grime of anger from within me.
Okay, very good. So, just like I was saying before, our true nature is just to know. और हम क्या करते हैं कि जो भी चल रहा है, whether it is जड़ मतलब क्या हुआ? What do they mean by जड़?
Body.
Pudgal. Anything that doesn't have chetna is jar. Okay. So let us say there is this book, right? Book. What is it? Book is Pudgal. वो भी जड़ है, right? अब ये book 200 years later इस book का क्या हो जाएगा? What will happen to this book?
It will disintegrate.
येलो हो जाएगा सो मॉडिफिकेशन होगा येलो हो जाएगा ऐसा
Now, am I doing that? Can I do anything in this books,
No.
in the integrate, whatever?
No.
It's natural. It's going to happen whether you want it or not. That is the nature of the Pudgal.
It's the Vastu Swarup of that
The
book.
word itself, yes, the word itself means Pud or Gal. Galna or Utpanna hona. Right? Destruction and destruction and coming together,
Yes.
right? So, right, so that is the nature of it. So वो अपने आप होता है, वो मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ किसी के लिए. So basically what we are saying is कि ये सबकी, same thing with Chetan. Say you Safalta, right? Your thoughts right now, whatever is happening, you may be daydreaming, you may be focusing on the class, you may be. Can I do something about it? Can I help what is going through your mind?
It's just me who can help myself. You can just help. You
अपना जो चलना है वो चलने वाला है, दूसरा उसको करवा नहीं सकता. बट हम क्या सोचते हैं, हम तो सारे वर्ल्ड पे कमांड कर लें, मेरा बस चले तो मैं सबको अपनी तरह परिणाम लूं. राइट? सो दिस इज द ट्रू फैक्ट ऑफ लाइफ कि सबकी परिणति, सबके मोड्स अपने आप ड्यू टू देयर ओन डूइंग चेंज हो रहे हैं, एंड आई अटैच माई सेल्फ टू देम. And I think that I can change, and that is one of the main causes of my misery. So when my son does whatever I thought the profession he's supposed to go into, I'm happy. When he doesn't do that, he now wants to become a music major, just have a band or whatever that I don't agree with, I'm sad. But the reality is, I can't make him do anything. So why be sad? Why be angry? So that is what it's teaching you. कि मैं क्या करता हूँ? Whatever I like, good circumstances, I'm happy. Bad circumstances, I'm angry. Whereas the reality is, I cannot control my circumstances. So, और वो सब करके मैंने क्या किया है? अपना संसार बढ़ाया है. I've increased the span of my, going through this birth and death cycle. So now I want calm. I want peace. I don't want this, birth and death and this whole chakkar of life all the time. And that's why I've come to you with the Chandan is a representation of cooling, right? So the agitation, is what the Sansar Chakra does. And Chandan is supposed to represent cooling off of that. So when you have the true understanding, you are a little more equanimous, you're calm, you accept things the way they come. And that is what you're wishing for with this Chandan Puja.
So where it says I experience anger at whatever I perceive as unfavorable, furthering my circle of transmigration. So furthering the circle of transmigration is basically
birth and death cycle.
Janam, birth and death cycle. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So now let's read the Akshat Puja. Safalta ji, aap padhiye.
जी. उज्ज्वल हूँ कुंद धवल हूँ प्रभु, पर से न लगा हूँ किंचित भी, फिर भी अनुकूल लगे उन पर करता अभिमान निरंतर ही जड़ पर
झुक
झुक झुक जाता. Sorry, can I? I'll turn on my
You have
Hindi.
Hindi book and you're more comfortable reading Hindi, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. जी उज्ज्वल हूँ कुंद धवल हूँ प्रभु पर से न लगा हूँ किंचित भी फिर भी अनुकूल लगे उन पर करता अभिमान निरंतर ही जड़ पर झुक झुक जाता चेतन की मार्दव की खंडित काया निज शाश्वत अक्षय निधि पाने अब दास चरण रज में आया. ओम ह्रीं श्रीं देव शास्त्र गुरुभ्यो मानकुशाय मलविनाशनाय अक्षतम निर्पामिति निर्वपामिति स्वाहा.
इंग्लिश पीडीएफ भी है आपके सामने?
जी जी हाँ जी.
ठीक है, पढ़िए.
I am bright, blemish-free, pristine, and have never slightly touched any non-self. Even then, I take pride in things that I see as favorable and continue to be proud of them. The sentient being repeatedly submits toward non-sentient, non-self, thus damaging the inherent nature of humility. Now I come for the dust of your feet to attain my eternal, imperishable wealth of self. My inherent nature is free of blemish and is completely pure. But disregarding my innate purity, I feel the lesser emotions of pride when I see things being favorable to me. This is totally opposite to my pure self. When I take ownership and pride is non-self substances, I destroy my nature of humility. I come to the dust of your feet with utmost servility to attain my permanent, indestructible self. We give oblation of unbroken white rice.
Very good. Okay. So यहाँ क्या बोल रहे हैं? So this puja is talking about also the kashayas that we have. So चंदन में क्रोध का नाश करने की बात हुई, right? अब अक्षत में मान कषाय की बात हो रही है. तो पहले बताया कि मैं क्रोधित हो जाता हूं when I get unfavorable circumstances. अब बता रहे हैं कि जब फेवरेबल होता है मेरे, I am actually pure. I don't have any dirt or I don't have any thing great. I am who I am, but मैं अपने आप को एसोसिएट किससे करता हूं? जड़ से. मेरे पास से पैसा बहुत हो गया, मैं बहुत सुंदर हो गई, तो क्या होता है? अगर मैं उस पुद्गल से एसोसिएट करती हूँ, अगर मैं अपनी सुंदरता को अब मैं समझती हूँ, तो क्या होगा? मान कषाय. और उस पहली बात तो दैट वाज नॉट मी, आई एसोसिएटेड रॉन्गली, and then on top of that, because I think it is something above other people, that's what happens, right? When you have the pride feeling, it's because I think I'm more than everybody else around me. I may be more beautiful, I may be more wealthy, I may be more powerful. So all those give me the kashay of pride, ego. तो क्या बता रहे हैं कि मैं तो इतना क्लीन प्योर हूं, मेरे में तो ये सब है ही नहीं, पर क्योंकि मैं एसोसिएट कर रहा हूं बाहर की चीजों से, मेरे में ये मान कषाय चल रहा है. और आई नीड टू कम बैक टू माई ट्रू नेचर ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी. There is nothing is me, nothing is mine. So what is there to be egoistic about? What is there to be proud about? अगर मेरा बच्चा समझ लो टॉपर हो गया, बहुत अच्छा भी कर रहा है, it's due to his own karmas, due to his own purusharth, due to his own whatever. Who am I to be so proud about it? So then akshat is the white rice is used to signify that non-rebirth, because you cannot sow the white rice to get a plant. So I'm offering this white rice so I come back to my true nature. Okay.
Auntie, can I ask a question? I hope it's not a funny
Sure.
question, but why white rice? Because I mean, the natural form of rice,
Oh, because the natural form of rice is with the husk, right?
right?
The rice with the husk, you can put it in water and whatever the appropriate
It will
circumstances.
sprout and grow.
Right, it will grow. It will make a plant.
But even in ancient times, like, has the rice always been polished, even in the time of Tirthankars?
Maybe not. No, maybe not. I don't know.
No, but once the husk is out, then
The husk, I don't think you can eat husk. So it may not be polished, but I'm sure they remove the husk before eating it. So like the brown rice that
Yeah.
we eat also does not have the husk on it. It may not be polished to make it white.
So that won't grow either then, right? Brown rice, if you put
I
in.
would think so, but people were not, I mean, life was not so complicated.
Yeah.
They made one type of rice probably. So that's why they say white rice.
Prabha, in the English description, why they say lesser emotions of pride when things are favorable to me, generally मेरे में तो ego ज़्यादा आएगा, right? More emotions of pride will come.
No, they're saying lesser because those are lower types of emotion, lesser emotions, as opposed to higher emotions, right?
But
नहीं,
why?
वही तो बात कर रहे हैं इसमें कि अभिमान हो जाएगा आपको
Read
ढोंग
the
हो जाएगा.
sentence again. Read that sentence that you're talking about.
Okay, so my inherent nature is free of blemish and is completely pure, but disregarding my innate purity, I feel the lesser emotions of pride when I see things being favorable to me. This is totally opposite to my
And no,
pure self.
lesser is not needed there. It should just say, I feel the emotion of pride.
Right.
Isme the
There is
word
no need
lesser,
to put that lesser word.
lesser just means that it's a lower kind of emotion.
Lower kind, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it means.
That's probably what they're trying to mean in that sentence.
Yeah.
Because it's an unfavorable emotion.
And also, it's not completely gone, correct? It's not completely gone.
Unfavorable is the right word, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that lesser could be changed.
Nearly,
to
lesser is correct. In English, it's correct.
I feel it's correct.
The meaning
We
is
can just put a comma after lesser emotions. Maybe
correct. The sentence is correct.
No,
The
lesser is
sentence grammatically is correct. That's not what I'm denying. But I don't want it to mean that the ego pride is a lesser emotion than any other emotion. That's not what it's supposed to imply.
See, lesser emotions of pride, right?
But it's not a good emotion. The pride is not a good emotion, is I think what they're trying to imply there.
Yeah, only thing that it should not be plural emotions. It should just be emotion. I feel the lesser emotion of pride. वो थोड़ा सा गलती है उसमें.
No, why is it lesser?
Why is it lesser?
No, because they're only talking about pride, right? So I feel the lesser emotion of pride.
It's almost like a hierarchy of emotions. Like love will be higher.
All emotions are equally bad. So I would say
all of them represent rag, right?
I'm assuming it's trying to imply. Let's see, what is it translating? What is the Hindi line that it's trying to translate?
फिर भी अनुकूल लगे उन पर करता अभिमान
Continuous है. Nirantar means continuous. Maybe it translated Nirantar to lesser, you think?
Because there the meaning is
because it's saying I continuously get the sense of pride. Karta abhiman nirantar hi. If that is the line it's translating, it should be continuous emotion. Okay.
Right, so you see here, right, this is the line. Right, the summary is here. In the summary, it says, I feel the lesser emotions of pride. But here it says, even then I take pride in things that I see as favorable. So that means.
And continue to be, that is correct. So I continue to be proud of them. Nirantar, okay? That is the continuous, the translation of Nirantar. And then in the summary, it says, my inherent nature is free of blemish and is complete. But disregarding my innate nature, I feel the lesser emotion of. I think they're trying to say like the lower quality there. But
here there is no
lack of a better word.
Kind of thing, right? Where is there I mean, there is no talk about the quality,
No,
right?
I think
they
I
could
think
Of the
completely
emotion.
I think it
remove
is
that word.
it is telling that, I mean, the extent is like, I used to be feel more proud earlier, favorable conditions, now less because I'm more into myself.
No, that's not what it
No,
means.
that's not what it is.
Yeah, that what it means is very simple कि मैं अपना अपना जो स्वभाव है वो भूल के मैं जो base emotions, ये जो pride, like when I see things जो favorable है मुझे ना, I am getting these lower emotions of pride. Like they're using
Yeah, they're trying to undermine. I mean, they're trying to say that emotion of pride is not a good thing. Is sort of that what they're trying to
correct.
imply
मतलब
there.
any of these pride that I'm feeling on जो भी मुझे अच्छा हुआ रहा है मेरे साथ में ना, I'm feeling pride. ये सब lower emotions, ये सब lesser emotions. You should not have any of those. So इसीलिए उसको they're just using the word lesser.
No, it says I feel lesser. I feel lesser when I see the favorable condition to me. I started feeling lesser now after this pujan.
I think after I feel you can have a comma.
It's like with the impact
No,
of
but
this pujan, now I feel
हिंदी में
lesser.
ऐसा नहीं लिखा है ना, लेकिन हिंदी में तो it's only talking about negative, that I feel pride whenever I see the favorable circumstances, and I'm getting attracted towards the jad, right? The Chetan is getting towards the jad.
Can you substitute the pride here as ego? Correct, when favorable.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I think they could completely remove the word lesser. I feel the emotion of pride when I see things
Yeah,
being favorable.
I'll be
Correct.
less egoistic or
Just
something.
recommend that remove the word lesser there. I don't see the point of having that word. It's only more confusing.
Yeah, if you're saying that all emotions are bad, then you can remove lesser.
Yeah, they're equally bad. So there's no lesser or more.
But the transformation is not, it talks about the transformation, correct? What
I
is your,
don't think it does. That's what I'm saying. It's not saying that, oh, I'm now changing, so my emotion has lessened. That's not what it's trying to imply here.
Because of the but word. So, but disregarding my innate purity means I don't consider my innate purity. Hence, right, when something favorable happens to me, I feel the emotions of pride. This is what
Exactly.
I
It's
think.
not
The
lesser
lesser
word.
word you removed, everything becomes fine.
There's no need for the lesser word there.
And then it says this is totally opposite to my pure self. So I should not have the emotions of pride.
I
That is
shouldn't
not
have
my
that
pure self.
emotion. So then it says, when I take ownership and pride in non-self substances, I destroy my nature of humility. I come to I come to your fair with utmost severity to attain my permanent, indestructible self. So that white rice that we talked about is talking about permanence, right? Now I cannot go through birth and life anymore. It's like if you have a seed, it's going to grow and then more seeds and again plants like that. So yeah, just recommend that the lesser word could be taken out.
Yeah.
And also, I think white rice is probably representing purity here, right? Pure self.
Right. I mean, yeah, it says white, but yeah, unbroken, non-husk rice, whatever.
Yeah, वो तो पूजा में होते हैं.
So why not just take out white and just say unbroken rice, right?
Yeah, so they bring brown rice for the puja next time.
Yeah.
Just like now in pujas we don't use regular milk, we use soy milk.
पीले चावल भी use होते हैं ना.
So why not?
White and
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the Pushpa Puja. Amit, do you want to read that?
Sure. यहाँ पुष्प सुकोमल कितना है, तन में माया कुछ से सा नहीं, निज अंतर.
Remember, there's no ah sound.
Says nahi, yeah, because of the dot, right?
Yeah. No.
Says nahi. The
Shesh.
A at the end.
No, it's shesh.
Shesh. S-A. Okay, shesh. Sure. Even if there's an A at the end, unless there's a line, you're not to pronounce it as ah.
Okay. Says nahi.
Shesh.
Sesh.
It's okay. Some people don't have habit of. Okay, go ahead.
निज अंतर का प्रभु भेद कहूँ उसमें ऋजुता का लेस नहीं, चिंतन कुछ फिर संभासना कुछ क्रिया कुछ की कुछ होती है, स्थिरता स्थिरत निज में प्रभु पाऊं जो अंतरा कलुष धोती है।
Om Reem Shri.
क्या ओम ब्रीम श्री देव शास्त्र गुरुभ्यो माया कसाया माल
Mala.
मल विनाशाया पुष्प
Vinashanaya.
विनाशाय विनाशाय पुष्प निर्वप
Pushpam
पुष्पम निर्वपमीति
Amiti
स्वाहा।
Swam. Very good. No, actually, I'm quite impressed. You guys are reading with the English version, are able to sing with very few mistakes. I mean, you'll obviously get used to this I and a sound and the dot and all that. So it shouldn't. It's pretty good. Very good. Go ahead
No, but
and
if we
read the.
read first individual words, right,
Uh-huh.
and then repeat as
Try to sing it.
in a
Yeah, then
singing
it's
fashion, it's much
faster,
more easy. First time,
obviously.
if you read it to maintain the
Yeah,
tone and understand that
hard. I
lines and
know.
dots is still
It's all about practice. So once you guys get used to, well, there's no line on the top, so it's not it's what happens if there's a dot, na he versus na him, na like that. Those are the few things that you get used to it. So pretty good. I'm glad you guys are reading very well. So go ahead, read the meaning now.
This flower seems so gentle and tender with no deceit in it. But if I were to reveal my inner secret, I would have to admit that I do not have even a trace of this honesty. I think one thing, speak another, and my actions are totally different. I pray to you that I may find serenity within me, which will wash away all my inner grime. Summary: a flower is tender and soft inside and out, but when I see it, I realize that my inner self is neither tender or honest, nor are my thoughts, speech, and actions in sync. I pray that I manifest the simplicity and honesty which will wash away all my inner sins. We give oblation of rice made yellow with saffron paste. Om Brim Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures and True Guru, I offer the oblation of flowers to destroy the grime of treachery within me.
Okay, very good. So which kashai is it talking about?
Deceit,
The deceit,
Maya.
deceit,
Maya, yes. So basically first it's, because it's comparing with the flower, that how pure the flower is, it represents what it is. There's no hidden anything. Versus me, what am I doing? Only talking about the good things about me and hiding the bad things. That is called Mayachari, not being straightforward, right? So it says that, no, that is not my true nature of my soul. So I want to be straightforward. And that is why I've come to you, Bhagwan, with this. What material are they trying to give, offer now?
Pushpa.
Yes. Push को English में क्या बोलेंगे?
Flower.
Flower.
Yeah. So
I think there's some small error in the summary because इसमें लिखा है, this is Pushpaka Puja hai, and then they give oblation of rice made yellow with saffron paste. It should not be Pushpa.
yeah. Okay, so that is only because the flower has life. So we don't want to
so
take
we don't
life.
use Pushpa. Okay.
Right. That's the only reason. But By saying pushpa, we are actually talking about the real nature of the delicate flower. So the delicate flower, the wind blows and the leaves will turn the way the wind is. It's very soft and nice, right? Very pliable. So, and that's what happens with a very honest, straightforward person. He number one, speaks the way it is. Also, let's say you tell me something. I will not doubt you. I will think, okay, you said this, that must be true. So that is called straightforwardness nature. And that is what the true nature of the soul is. The true nature of the soul is not about, making, oh, I cheated this person and I made a few bucks. Even, a lot of times, even children, they feel proud if they cheated somebody with a few cents and made some buck. So, in a way, you should stop them right at that time. That no, your true nature is straightforwardness. You don't want to do deceit to other people. And that is what it's talking about, that I don't want to be deceitful. And that's why I'm offering this flower to be as pure as this flower. So, and then also, Chintan pe kuch, phir sambhashan kuch. Hopefully we contemplate and our thoughts are equally pure and we speak the same. Okay. Now, if somebody says, well, if I should speak the way my thinking is, no, in your current state, don't do that. If you think this girl is not pretty, let me just tell her that she's ugly.
No, then you're violating hinsa.
So
there's a reason ahimsa comes before satya. So you don't just speak satya to break ahimsa, right?
Yes. So, and at some point, we're going to study about what is satya also, right? So if it is hurtful, it's not considered satya.
Satyam hitam priyam has to be, right? Yes. Speed. Better just to be quiet.
So I just don't want you guys to misunderstand.
Is it talking about man vachan kaya yoga here? Like man vachan kaya?
Yeah, so chintan is man, right? And sambhashan is vachan. Okay. And then if kriya means gestures, whatever how I act is yet another way. Right now, the way it is, I could be thinking something. Let's say you get company and you were actually busy doing something and somebody suddenly rings the doorbell, and it doesn't happen much in the US. But in India, people just drop by. And now you really weren't prepared for guests. So, but still, what are you going to say? Nicely put a happy face and say, oh, come, welcome, blah, blah, blah. And inside, what are you thinking? किस टाइम में आ गए, अभी तो इतना बिजी चल रहा है, this that. So क्या हुआ कि मन में तो थोड़ा द्वेष भाव है कि अभी अच्छा टाइम नहीं था, अभी नहीं आना चाहिए था इनको, पर हम ना ऊपर से क्या बोल रहे हैं, ओ बहुत अच्छा हुआ आप आ गए, this that, right?
I think as a real Jain householder, there'll be many periods of silence where you just don't say anything.
Yeah. So you don't need to show off, right? So fine. You didn't like it, this is not the good time to come, but it's fine. You can still let them come, welcome, and subtly or honestly let them know that, hey, I was packing for my trip or whatever the case may be. Okay. So, okay. So let's do Naivedya Puja now. Bahubali ji, would you read that, please?
अब तक अगणित जड़ द्रव्यों से प्रभु भूख न मेरी शांत हुई, तृष्णा की काई खूब भरी, पर रिक्त रही वह रिक्त रही, युग युग से इच्छा सागर में प्रभु घोते काता आया हूँ, चरणों में व्यंजन अर्पित कर अनुपम रस पीने आया हूँ। ओम ह्रीम श्री देव शास्त्र गुरुभ्यो लोभ कषाय मल विनाशनाय नैवेद्यम निर्पमामिति स्वाहा. Till now, innumerable physical substances have not satiated my hunger of inner desires. I kept filling my chest of desires, but it always remained empty. Since many lives, I have been adrift in the sea of worldly desires. Now, forsaking the desires of the five senses and mind, I have come to partake in the unparalleled experience within me. Summary. Due to the chain of unending desires, I have been tossing in the sea of transmigration. Throughout all these lives, I have desired and acquired many objects to fulfill these desires. But the ravine of my unending desires is never filled. It is always ready to devour more. But, O Lord, now I forsake all desires of the five senses and mind and come to experience pure, unparalleled joy. We give oblations of pieces of dry coconut. Om Reem, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures, and True Guru, I offer the oblation of divine food to destroy the grime of greed within me.
It says, I offer divine food.
Oblation of
I
divine.
offer the oblation of divine food to destroy the grime of greed within me.
I don't know if I agree with the term divine food. It kind of almost makes it sound like the food is divine.
Yeah.
So that's not the great term. We might have to fix that too.
And Auntie, there's one error here. So in the first part of the last line, in Hindi, it is Charano me Vyanjan Apritakar, but in the English one, it's Panchendriya Man ke Shatrasha Taja. So it just has been some kuch to bhi gafla ho gaya usme.
Okay, wait a
Just the
minute.
half line is completely
I
different.
also felt when Bahubali read it,
Let's display that, please. Can you share, Amitji?
Sure. Yeah. So this line, this part is different, I think, in Hindi book, if Bahubali ji is reading from Hindi.
It's just a different line.
Panchendriya Man ke Shatras Taj. Shatras. Okay,
This
so this
matched.
they're not, oh my God, that is tough. See, we are so used to reading SH for sure, and they're making sure with S and the dot underneath it. That's why Amit or somebody was having a hard time pronouncing the sure. So
Yeah, there also it was S with dot.
वो एक बात है, but the problem is that it's just
like I know, वो तो चलो ठीक है, Shatras. Taj Anupam Raspine. Okay, so now forsaking the desires of the five senses and mind, I have come to partake in the unparalleled experience within me, which is fine. Okay, what was the error talking about?
The Panchendriya, it's not in Hindi.
I think the English version is correct.
I think so too, yeah. I think the Hindi may be mistaken.
No, in my book it says Panchendriya. What does it say in your book?
So the Hindi book in the PDF version is Charano me
Vyanjan Arpit Kar.
Oh, okay. So there's two versions and they use the wrong, I see. Okay, so please highlight that and forward that, Amitji. They should be using the Panchend. In my book, I read the Hindi like this. Panchendriya man ke shat ras taj anupam ras peene aaya hu.
First part is wrong in the PDF.
In the version that you guys are seeing. So you have a physical Hindi book where you're reading
No, I'm reading from the PDF.
PDF is wrong.
PDF that is being downloaded from the link in the syllabus.
Syllabus, yeah.
Okay. So Amitji, would you please put all those details?
Yes, I've noted it down.
Okay, so PDF says Charnome. Anybody has the physical book? Nobody has physical books yet?
Ma'am, I have the physical book, Hindi physical book. It
Okay,
also
and
says
what does it say?
Charno mein Vyanjan Arpit Kar.
So naya version mein Charno mein. I have the older version which says Panchendriya. So what probably has happened is we have used the older version to translate.
But ma'am, the Janwani has Panchendriya Man mein Shatras Taj.
That is the correct, right?
That is the correct.
So let's just keep it at that. and I'll have to, I don't know, discuss with the team what to do with this discrepancy, because what's going to happen is, so we are going to translate using one version. Now, when they come out with new Hindi versions, they may make these little changes here and there. The thing is, how do we reconcile with that? So I'll have to discuss that with the team. So, all right, no problem. Let's stop sharing.
Yeah, and here I offer the oblation of divine food, because this entire thing, this is for
But
Naivedya, which is divine food.
Naivedya means normally that is a food offering, correct? But
Naivedya means mithai primarily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
looked it
fine.
up, Prabhaji. Naivedya refers to food that is
No,
offered to
that is
deity.
wrong. It should not translate to divine food.
Yes, year only. That's what I was saying. Year only, the translation is wrong. That's why
Yeah, that
year
is
also
true. No.
it
That
makes
it
it the
Naivedya
oblation.
just means either dessert or just simply food.
Correct.
Prabhaji, in Google, when you look it up, Naivedya means the food that's offered to deities. So therefore, I think they've called it
because
divine.
वो
Not divine food,
परंपरा में
it's a
बताया
food
है
offered to
ना.
divinity.
No. Okay, so what is the reason Google says that is, originally Hindu परंपरा में भगवान को प्रसाद चढ़ाते थे.
Yeah, it's just a,
you
it's
offer
just a
to God, it becomes divine.
Yeah, it's
But
just a
that's
simple
not
issue with
our
the
Jain परंपरा. No. हमारे में भगवान खाते नहीं है. So it doesn't have that meaning. So it's okay. The chat GPT probably, translate it as that divine food, but we need to change it. For our purpose, it doesn't become divine. The food is just simply food. It's Pudgal.
But instead of saying divine food, we can just say food offered to the divine, right? Food offered to the divine.
No. We don't offer it to Bhagwan. We give it up. So there's a totally different meaning in Jain way of doing puja. We don't offer to Bhagwan that Bhagwan is going to taste it and then we're going to eat that. No, we don't eat what we offer.
I think what it is.
So what is
symbolizing in our system? It's only symbolizing, and we are giving it up. We are not saying, Bhagwan, you eat and then I'll eat also. No.
So
we are saying, I give it up, and I'm not even going to in the temples. I don't know, in the temples that you go to, when we do puja, whether you do it with live mithai or you do almonds or whatever you do, we never consume that. It's given to the pujari or somebody else, because we have given it up, so we don't take it back.
So it's just saying that basically Vyanjan means also like lot of good food, right? Like delicious
Vyanjan
food.
Means what do you call
like,
this? Gourmet food, okay?
Yeah, gourmet food that I'm actually arpit kar, means आपके चरणों में मैं अर्पित कर रहा हूँ मेरे अच्छे अच्छे भोग, और आपका अनुपम रस पीने आया हूँ. मतलब basically मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए gourmet food. I just want the anupam ras, right?
Right. I want the soul cup.
The soul food
experience. Yes.
But madam,
वो तो ठीक है. अब चरणों में देखो, see क्या होता है ना, I don't know what is original. Let's assume पंचेंद्रिय मन के षट रस तक. मतलब मेरे जो 5 senses के षट रस है, उनको मैं त्यागना चाहता हूँ और मेरी सोल का अनुपम रस पीना चाहता हूँ. और किसी ने नेक्स्ट वर्जन में कह दिया चरणों में आई एम पुटिंग इट इन योर फीट. It's not wrong, but it's different than the original.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in the previous stanza, like about the pushpa, correct? So it's like a pushpa is komal. It's like, okay, I want to be like a komal. That's what pushpa can. But the food, food represents the greed.
It doesn't say I want to be like Naivedya. That is not the
correct. Yeah.
No. Here it says that I ate so much all my life.
Greed.
Still, what happened? I'm always hungry.
Okay, greed.
I'm never satisfied. And that what does that compare with? Greed.
Greed, yeah.
You can wish for something and then 10 other wishes come up.
I'll give up that to...
So I give up. I want to be able to leave that greed, sense of greed.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, we can say it is a desire of getting Anahari Pad.
Yeah. So okay. So that is one. It's actually we are talking about giving up of desires, not just the food part. Food is just a symbolism. But yes, you're right. Also a Nahari Pad. Because God doesn't eat. He's already on that pad where he doesn't need to eat. We still are with the body, so we need to eat. But I want to get there where I don't need to eat or need of anything for that matter.
All right. Food for my greed. I will give up that.
Right. So I don't want to have any desires,
Yeah.
Bhagwan, just like you don't have any desires.
Yeah.
And you're still able to be permanently unconditional happy.
तो प्रभा जी हमने जल और चंदन चढ़ाया तो उसका क्या
हाँ,
पर्पस?
हमने पढ़ा ना जल के जब जल चढ़ाया तो हमने क्या विश किया?
Wash out the karmas.
हाँ, जो हमारा कौन सा मिथ्यात्व, जो रॉन्ग बिलीफ है, वो निकालने के लिए हमने जल की पूजा करी. ठीक है. फिर हमने चंदन की पूजा क्यों की? क्रोध शांत करने के लिए. कौन सी सिचुएशंस में मुझे क्रोध आता है कि मुझे जब प्रतिकूल सिचुएशंस होती है, थिंग्स दैट आर नॉट फेवरेबल टू मी, and I don't understand that I am not the doer of these things. I can only be the knower. And still I think that, oh, it's not favorable, so I have to be angry at somebody else.
तो पूजा में सामग्री का क्या महत्व है? बिकॉज पूजा तो भाव
Symbolism है कि आप कल को चंदन से you connect चंदन with coolness, and coolness is opposite of agitation.
So it's just
So try to
symbolism,
make that
symbolism,
connection.
appropriate
Just
symbolism.
right? And see, at a younger age, it's difficult for people to understand abstract things. So when people relate to physical things, it's easier for some people, not everybody. I mean, there might be people who can read and imagine these items and they're fine with it. Some
What I've seen, Muni Maharaj log yehi puja karte hain, they don't use samagri.
नहीं use करते, नहीं, they are not allowed to use all these. Yeah. तो नैवेद्य में हम भगवान को चढ़ाते हैं, चढ़ाते नहीं है, we are giving up.
Yeah, you're
We are
giving
saying swaha, I give up.
Give.
Or just symbolism. I'm just putting this as a symbol that I ate so much every day. I desired, I eat this food, that food. Still, I never satisfied my desire.
It is such a different, completely opposite meaning, you know?
Yeah.
Compared to Hindu.
Compared to what
Hindu
we have
manyata,
practiced
of
for
course,
so
yes.
long कि हमने
There
भगवान
they think कि हम तो भगवान को चढ़ा रहे हैं, means it's a great thing. You know, भगवान को खिला के हम वो ही खा लेते हैं प्रसाद के रूप में.
yeah.
This
So
is no cost involved. I mean.
और हमारे में तो जो खा सकते हैं वो भगवान ही नहीं है.
हाँ,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Our भगवान doesn't need food.
और हम भी छोड़ना चाहिए वो.
और हमें भी वहां पहुंचना है कि हमें जरूरत ही नहीं हो कोई डिजायर की.
Right. Very different meaning.
Yes.
Andy, I have to say, I mean, just quickly, I know we're running out of time, but you know, growing up in Sthanakvasi, we didn't do any puja. So this is the first time ever I'm getting the bhavna of puja, of kyu karte, because when
now you feel like it's okay to do puja.
No, but it's just that like every time when you do this again and again and again, when you're chadawing the dhoop, the deep, the pushpa, you're thinking these bhavs are coming naturally to you, right?
Right.
This and that. So, I mean, this is first time in my life as a Jain that I'm saying, okay, this is how important this puja can be, right? If you really understand. Yeah.
But I still think, I mean, I say the puja doesn't have to be a physical kind of, like, you know, you don't have to go and.
It doesn't have to be. It's
you don't have to do the pushpa. It has to be just the metaphor has to be there. That, you know,
and
when
again, a lot of it has to do with how you're raised.
Right.
So I was also raised in Sthanakvasi. When I would go to the temple, I'm like, I don't need these things to understand. Why do I need the actually? And good for you. I mean, if you don't need it, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But they started all these rituals. So originally it was more like people couldn't focus. People were getting out of religion because it became too abstract for them. So they started introducing as symbols and all that.
Yeah, because when people are offering, people are doing
don't use it and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah. When people are offering, people are doing something, ghanti bajate, phool chadate, chawal chadate, there is a activity to do that keeps you
they feel like they're doing something, gives them satisfaction. But if that doing is taking away from the bhav, then it's making a negative,
Then it's no purpose. No
there's
purpose.
no purpose to it. Yes,
Yeah.
So
exactly.
now we know the
Let's
bhav. So
rather
when you
not
offer,
use those things and focus on the bhav.
when you
Yeah.
offer pushpa, when you offer naivedya, now we're understanding what is that bhav should be. So it should be automatic. कि जब आप धूप लगाते, दिया लगाते, धूप चढ़ाते ना, automatically that bhav will come. कि this is what I'm giving up, krodh, yeah, all these. Okay, very nice.
But auntie, at the same time, when we are saying कि ओ क्रोध मतलब शांत करने के लिए जैसे चंदन है, तो चंदन के जैसे और भी कोई दूसरी चीज है जो ठंडी है, हम उसको भी
I mean, this is somebody came up with this symbolism like 400, 500 years ago, and the parampara continues.
Right,
Somebody
right.
used to come up with a new puja using somebody else, something else that is cool, something else that is,
Right. Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So
I mean,
those are just
those are just, see, a lot of these pujas or stories or whatever is written, they are written based on the time of that time, right? So, कहीं लिखा होगा गुलाब जामुन, because gulab jamun was considered very good मिठाई. अब तुम्हारे बच्चों के सामने तुम गुलाब जामुन रख दो, वो खाएंगे ही नहीं, तो तुमको बोलना पड़ेगा pastry or cake or donut or whatever it is that they are eating, right?
Yeah.
So times change, physical things can change, and that's okay. Same thing, stories, when we read, stories are made for a certain time, right? So they give those kind of examples. Today, if I'm teaching, obviously, I would give examples that are for the current times and current place. So if I was teaching to people in India, I may give different examples versus if I'm teaching people in the US, I may give different examples, which that you would connect with, right? So that is always changeable. So we cannot say that these actually Bhagwan made these examples. No, these are made by acharyas of those times, and or even comparisons of anything is time bound. So they don't have to be perfect at any given time.
So this is the Ashtaprakari Puja as well, right? In our mandir they do. This is the same thing.
Puja, and
Dravya
both
Puja.
Shvetambar and Digambar Puja, both paramparas have Ashtaprakari Puja, because this was written many, many, many years ago. The idea of Ashtaprakari. So it's in both paramparas. There may be slight different variations of how they do it, but they both have Ashtaprakari Puja.
Very similar, very similar.
Now the meanings are a lot better here versus if you go to let's say Shvetambar Murti Puja, right? They have Ashtaprakari Puja. What do you call that? Snatra Puja, right? Uske baad maybe Usme, if you read, it's a very different. I mean, it's not wrong, but it's different connotation there.
Right.
And it's okay. You should go and experience that too. So now when you go to temple, let's say, and you listen to the Ashtaprakari Puja, you will now pay attention to what it says versus what you read here.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we still have 10 minutes. Let's do one more and then we'll end class. So the puja, who didn't get to read the puja yet? Nidhi ji, aapne nahi padha na? Aap pad lijiye.
जग के जड़ दीपक को अब तक समझा था मैंने उजियारा, झंझा के एक झकोरे में जो बनता घोर तिमिरकारा, अतएव प्रभु यह नश्वर दीप समर्पण करने आया हूँ, तेरी अंतर लौ से निज अंतर दीप जलाने आया हूँ। ओम ह्रीं श्री देवशास गुरुभ्यो अज्ञान अंधकार विनाशनाय दीपम निर्वपामीति स्वाहा. Till now, I have believed the material lights in the world to be the guiding light. But with one gust of storm, it is extinguished, leaving behind complete darkness. So, O Lord, I have come with the offering of this extinguishable light, and I seek spark my inner light with the flame of your enlightenment. In my ignorance, I have believed anything seemingly bright to be the source of light, However, these dimming lights blow away with the first push of adversity and leave behind complete darkness. They are not capable of showing the true path. So now I put these ignorant beliefs at your feet and come to you to spark my inner light by the glow of your supreme enlightenment. We give abolition of pieces of coconut made yellow with saffron paste. Om Reem, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures and True Guru, I offer the oblation of the impermanent source of light to destroy the darkness of ignorance within me.
Very good. So देखो अब क्या हुआ ये deep. Again Deepak, they could do the flame one, but you're trying to do the least violence. So we don't put, instead of that, they're giving the coconut with the yellow color in it. Doesn't matter. The point is कि ये बोलते हैं कि जो दीपक हम सोचते थे, it is, we still do light the lamp and it's pratik of knowledge, right? Now, I thought कि this is the knowledge pratik, but वो तो एक wind आई तो बंद हो जाता है. But that is not how my knowledge senses. It never goes away. It will always be there. It always was. अब मैं क्यों ये दीपक आपको जला रहा हूँ? It is like the sense is the same. Like, how we take one candle and light another one and so on and so same thing. I bow down to you, so I understand you, what your knowledge is, and imbibe that and create the same thing for me. That is the bhav here. अब इसमें किसका विनाश कर रहा है? अज्ञान का. I don't have the true knowledge and I want to get the true knowledge, and that is why I am symbolizing this Deepak, and I'm offering that I get the true knowledge for myself. And even though this Deepak is Nashwar, it can be destroyed, right? Physical Deepak can be destroyed, but my knowledge, okay, speaking of light, okay, have you guys heard that after that experience में क्या दिखाते हैं? People think कि light is somehow related to, as if आप कहीं जाओगे तो light हो जाएगी. People have this perception. So if you there is documentaries or shows where they will show कि somebody had an after that experience, कि वो मर गए और फिर एक tunnel में light थी and then they came back. So that is all it's made up things. It's not real. Soul में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है.
Light is खुदगल है.
Light हो जाएगी, and you don't need to get impressed by that either. So it's sort of fake, and even if it was real, that light is not what we are impressed by. We are impressed by the true nature light, the reality of things. So that is what it's saying, कि वो सब जो light white है, वो सब, it's all temporary. And it's so fictitious. Versus the knowledge, lamp of knowledge within is the ultimate. और भगवान के पास ultimate knowledge है, हमारे पास बहुत थोड़ा है और हमें वहां पहुंचना है. So now originally this deep parampara came, why? Because lights नहीं होते थे, right? पहले भी electricity नहीं थी. So अगर किसी को भगवान, suppose पहले तो क्या होता था कि रास्ते में चल रहे हो और कहीं पर भी रास्ते में मूर्ति बनी हुई होती थी. I don't know, I got to see some very 10th century temples and like that. So उस जमाने में क्या होता था कि suppose mountain है, कहीं पर भी rock है, तो उसी के अंदर वो मूर्ति कार्व करते थे. तो कहीं भी रॉक था, वहां मूर्ति कार्व हो गई, वो मंदिर बन गया. Now people wanted to see it, and if it was after dawn, they didn't have a way to see that मूर्ति. तो वो एक दीपक जलाते थे और उस दीपक से ऊपर नीचे ऐसे मूर्ति के दर्शन करते थे, right? Just to see, because you couldn't see without electricity. And that action of seeing the मूर्ति up and down became a ritual of arti. It's all a made up thing. Arti is not original anything. But ठीक है, rituals are made for a reason, for whatever. They start for something and then they become rituals forever. And it is okay to break the wrong rituals and come up with new ones. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's very interesting. I didn't ever think of Aarti in that way. कि अंधेरे में
Yeah.
पूरी मूर्ति दिखना
It
चाहिए.
started because there was no electricity. They wanted to Bhagwan ke darshan. Raat ko koi tarika nahi hai. So you take a lamp and now you're moving the lamp to be able to see the, murti. We don't have a need for that anymore.
Very interesting.
But the parampara stayed. So अब तो हमें दीपक से बहुत ज्यादा लाइट्स भगवान के ऊपर हम तो फ्लड लाइट स्प्रेड डाल देते हैं तो so but then again it is just a symbolism, and again symbolism deep abhi there's always this argument. If I say that let's not use the oil or ghee, again ghee ka hi diya, like people will emphasize ki diye mein to ghee hona, bhai why ghee? So we started ki nahi, because we are follow veganism, हम तेल का दिया कर लेंगे, या अब तो बैटरी वाले ही दिए कर लो. Why bother with this ghee and तेल and all that mess? तुमको symbolize ही तो करना है ना, तो किसी भी नॉन जितना minimum violence से हो सके, right? So there is no reason to be stuck with the rituals. So don't let people say कि नहीं भगवान के सामने दिया only ghee से ही हो सकता है.
Yeah.
There's always those old Rudiwadi people they're all stuck with their principles of, whatever they have seen, they've heard, that's what they want to continue doing.
अब पहले के ज़माने में ghee was the easiest fat to obtain because
Not
you didn't have.
Yes, it was the higher quality fat.
Yeah, but I mean, but
Bhagwan ke
1,000 years ago
saamne
they
rakhna
weren't
hai,
crushing
they
oil
wanted to-
seeds. But 1,000 years ago they maybe not crushing oil seeds, right? To get
It's also possible. Yes.
Yeah.
That may be the only fat available at that time. Yes. So there is no reason to emphasize that that's the only way to continue.
Same thing with milk versus using abhishek versus
exactly.
soy milk or oat milk or something, right? Yeah.
I don't even believe in milk at all for Abhishek. How can you use milk for cleansing? You're making it more dirty. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Abhishek should be only water.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we'll end here, and then we still have two Phal Arghya, only 3 more pujas left, and we'll go to the Jaimala. All right, great.
Prabhaji, my suggestion was to, because there are 2 more left, might as well finish it because we started with Avan. So why leave it in between? Take another 10 minutes and finish it.
Well, if everybody wants to say, I don't have a problem.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You usually don't leave this in between, right? So
Okay, कर लो, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, 10 मिनट और ले लेंगे. I just don't want people to leave in the middle because
as long as everybody's okay with it, right?
Yeah. Okay, chalo. So Arun ji, आप चलिए धूप पूजा पढ़िए.
I mean, again, it is a blind belief, correct? I mean, we can continue. I'm okay with that, but
No, we did an invocation. So because of the invocation, you want to complete it, right?
For the class purpose, I wouldn't worry about that, but
Yeah.
I'm okay if we want to finish it. That's fine.
So next one is Phal Puja.
Dhoop puja.
Doop, doop.
Okay. Let me go to Dhoop. जड़ कर्म घुमाता है मुझको यह मिथ्या भ्रांति रही मेरी मैं रागी देशी हो लेता जब परिणति होती जड़ केरी यो भाव कर्म या भाव मरण सदियों से करता आया हूँ निज अनुपम गंध अनल से प्रभु पर गंध जलाने आया हूँ ओम ह्रीं श्री देवशास गुरुपे विभाव परिणति विनाशनाय धूपम निर्पापीति स्वाहा.
Sorry, before you go, there's another error in the Hindi and the English. One says dvesha kiya karta, the other says dvesha ho leta. So we may
Yeah,
get it.
they both at least mean something similar. Dveshi.
Oh, we lost her. I think we lost her.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's okay. We can read the English while she joins back.
Sure. Okay, I'll read it out.
Yeah, please.
No. Okay.
In my ignorance, I believe that physical karmic matter is responsible for my transmigration. So I've engaged in attachments and aversions with every manifestation of matter. I've been engrossed in this kind of psychic karma or psychic death for centuries now or infinite lifetimes. O Lord, now I seek to burn all attachments towards non-self with my inner unparalleled incense fire. Summary. Due to ignorance, I believe that physical karmic matter is responsible for my transmigration, so I engaged in attachment and aversion towards their fruits. However, this has only resulted in accumulation of more karmic matter. I've been experiencing this kind of psychic death for many lives. Now I seek to destroy all such attachments with the flame of my inner purity. We give oblation of incense ashes. Om Hring, super beneficial omniscient Lord, divine scriptures and true Guru, I offer oblation of incense to destroy the unnatural disposition.
Okay, so this one is a little different. So far we did the Kashai, right? Krodh, Man, Maya, Lo. 4 कषाय किए, उसके बाद में हमने बोला अज्ञान हमको दूर करना है. Now, in this one, what we are doing is विभाव, विभाव, स्वभाव का opposite है विभाव. Swabhav is the natural, right? And vibhav is the opposite of it. So it says that right now, I'm behaving opposite of my nature. And I want to get rid of that. All right? Now, तो क्या कहा कि मेरे को लगता था, I felt कि भाई these external things are making me angry, are affecting me. Whereas that is not true at all. That's my complete wrong understanding. That anybody can do anything to me. Or, that's our daily routine. What do? Anything happens to us, we find a reason for it. Either it's a person or a thing or circumstances. We always think it's somebody else that has caused me this misery or grief. Whereas that is not at all the truth. Nobody else can do anything to you. It's your own doing. And in thinking like that, what do? I do rag and dvesh towards whatever I think is attributed towards that situation that I got unfavorable. Okay? And that unfavorable situation is coming from the jad. Now this way, because of this anger or whatever I'm doing, which is bhav karma. Remember, we studied dravya karma is the physical pudgal particles of the karmas coming to us. And bhav karma is the emotions that get created because of that. So I've been doing bhav karam, and that is like bhav maran. Every day, like, a lot of people even have this habit of, koi bahut hi aapatti wali situation aa gaya, are mar gaye. Don't we say that? So what do? Bhav maran. I think I am destroyed if I lose a big something. हीरे की अंगूठी गुम गई, जैसे मैं ही मर गई. So I do bhav maran also all the time. And I've been doing this for time immemorial, right? From past till today, I've been doing this. Now I want to stop doing this because that is not my true nature. I want to come back to my true nature. Okay? So that's why I've brought this through, so that I remove all the impurities of me and come back to my true self. Okay?
There's just a small correction on the first. Sure. In the first line, it's in the English, it's Bhranti. There needs a line on the A. So the Hindi is Bhranti, right?
Right. So Amit ji, can you make a note of that? Bhranti mein line on the top hona chahiye. Just make sure you tell them the PDF, the chapter number, to give as many details as possible so they can find it, please. Okay, I think Dipali didn't read so far. So you want to do the Val Puja now, Dipali?
जग में जिसको निज कहता मैं, वो वह छोड़ मुझे चल देता है. मैं आकुल व्याकुल हो लेता, व्याकुल का फल व्याकुलता है। मैं शांत निराकुल वेतन हूँ, है मुक्ति रमा सहचर मेरी। यह मोह तड़क कर टूट पड़े, प्रभु सार्थक फल पूजा तेरी। ओम ह्रीं श्री देव शास्त्र गुरुभ्यो मोक्ष फल प्रामे फल निर्वा पामिते स्वाहा। Whoever I believe to be mine in this world invariably leaves and goes away. I am dismayed and perplexed by this, but the result of this perplexity and agitation is more of the same. I am the completely peaceful, non-agitated Charan, sentient being, and the state of liberation is my true life partner. May all erroneous beliefs completely break down, and with this meaningful offering, I attain my desired fruit of liberation. Summary. In this transient world, all relationships are impermanent. So all that I considered mine is invariably separated from me. This causes immense grief and agitation within me. But this negative psychic activity brings more of the same karma. By nature, I'm the wholly peaceful and unperturbed sentient, and the state of complete liberation is my eternal partner. With the oneness of this sentient self, may all my erroneous beliefs break down, and I attain my desired fruits of liberation. We give an oblation of almond with its hardcover or coconut. Om Reem, Supreme Beneficial Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures and True Guru, I offer the oblation of this fruit to attain the fruits of total liberation.
Okay. So what is the eventual thing we want to attain? Is the moksha. Again, everything connects to the true self, but so this is the ultimate. So what it is saying is कि जग को जिसको मैं मेरा कहता था, right? So this is very, something to ponder upon. It just struck me so much when this puja was done, when one of our friends, somebody we knew, their wife passed away. और उसके बाद whatever, they did a puja in the temple. And when they read this line, it like really struck me. It says, जग में जिसको निज कहता मैं, वह छोड़ मुझे चल देता. So how true it is, when a spouse leaves you. I thought it is mine, me, so much association. And whoever I considered mine, they leave me and go away. And what happens? I get akul vyakul, sadness, stress, all those things I do. And what is the result of it? More sadness and stress, right? And now I don't even realize that that is not me. What is me is Shant Nirakul Chetan hu. My true nature, true self is to be peace and calm. And that is my ultimate abode. Mukti Rama Sahachar Meri. Now what I'm desiring, what I want to do is कि ये मोह तड़क कर टूट पड़े, प्रभु सार्थक फल मेरे. Why am I bothered with all the relationships when somebody leaves me, some family member dies, or whenever I have a loss of something important to me? All is because of the attachment, the moha. I want to break this attachment so I don't face all those situations. And I want to be like you, Bhagwan. And that would be the true fruit of this puja that I'm doing. And that is why I'm offering this fruit. So, some paramparas will offer the real live fruit, apple, orange, whatever. And then in this parampara, they offer the almond because it's a dry thing. It is not a live. And the fal again is representing the moksha fal that I would like to achieve. Okay. So now the last one, Arga Puja. Kaun reh gaya? Anybody that hasn't done it?
I haven't done this one.
Okay, go ahead, finish.
क्षण भर निज रस को पी चेतन मिथ्यामल को दो देता है काशायिक भाव विनष्ट किए निज आनंद अमृत पीता है अनुपम सुख तब विलसित होता केवल केवल रवि जगमग करता है दर्शन बलपूर्ण प्रकट होता यह ही अरिहंत अवस्था है यह अर्घ्य समर्पण करके प्रभु निज गुण का अर्घ बनाऊंगा और निश्चित तेरे सदृश प्रभु अरिहंत अवस्था पाऊंगा. The Chetan, sentient being, drinks the nectar of self-awareness for just a moment and washes away all grime.
Oh, did you not do the Om Reem Dev Shastra Guru?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Om Reem Sri Dev Shastra Gurubhya Anarghya Pada Praptaye Arghyam Nirvapamiti Swaha. Summary: the Chetan, or sentient being, drinks the nectar of self-awareness for just a moment and washes away all grime of mithyatva, destroys all manifestations of passions, and relishes the nectar of complete bliss. Incomparable happiness manifests, and the radiance of omniscience shines bright. The qualities of perception and strength also manifest fully. This is the state of Arahanta, the enlightened beings. By offering this homage, O Lord, I will create a valuable collection of my own virtues, and indeed, exactly like you, will attain the state of Arahanta. Om Hrim, Supreme Beneficial, Omniscient Lord, Divine Scriptures, and True Guru, I offer the oblation of this arghya with water, sandalwood, rice, flour, naivedya, light, incense, and fruit to attain the state of completeness.
Very good. So now when they say completeness, it is completeness. So what did we do? We took so many items, right? Explaining what we want to accomplish, what we want to give up. Now, all of those things, so opposite of Krodh is Shama, opposite of, what is there? What was the Man is Mardha, opposite, Das Lakshan, when we will go into details of that. So all those are characteristics of my soul. But they are one. The soul is one which has all of these. There is no distinction. There is no Kshama soul and Mardha soul, and it's all one. So Arghya is all these different objects. Anarghya means all put together into one. So it's symbolizing that my soul has all these characteristics, but the soul is one. And now it's explaining ki kshan bhar nij ras ko pi chetan. So just even for one moment, when I experience my soul, all my wrong belief is destroyed. And all my kashais are also destroyed. And I get the feeling of ultimate happiness. And Anupam Sukh. Anupam means something you cannot compare it with. There's no comparison of that sukh, of that happiness. That happens when I am just in my own light of knowledge. Ab darshan bal purna prakat hota. Even my perception is complete once I get that Keval Gyan. And that is the Arhant Avastha. Right? So, and I am presenting this Arga, which is a mixture of all those 8 items that we just did. I'm offering this so I can make a composition of my own characteristics of my own soul. And when I have that Bhav Bhagwan, I will definitely attain the Arhant Avastha and be besides you. Jainism is the only religion where Bhagwan says that you be like me. They don't tell you to be under them. Right? All religions will say, I am the protector, I am the savior, तुम मेरी शरण में आ जाओ. Jainism says, no, you be equal to me. So that is a huge difference. And जैसे महावीर भगवान खुद या आदिनाथ खुद जब प्रीच कर रहे थे, उनके पहले उनके बहुत सारे शिष्य मोक्ष चले गए. No other religion will preach that. All other religions are what? God is up here and you guys are just these minuscule pyadas. Right? This is a huge difference. Only in Jainism, they say, Bhagwan will say, you can be equal to me. And don't listen to me just because I said so. You test it yourself. You experiment yourself. And then believe in it and be yourself.
I know we're past time, but Buddhism says very much the same thing. We can discuss maybe next class.
Yeah, we can discuss next class. I will tell you why it's incomplete, but that's okay. So, all right. So, Sahajanandi Shuddha Swarupi Avinashi Atma Swarup. Sahajanandi Shuddha Swarupi Avinashi Atma Swarup. Sahajanandi Shuddha Swarupi Avinashi Atma Swarup. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, वंदना शत बार.